Hey guys, this is E10 Sun from Sunbros. Today I'm really excited to be bringing you guys this brand new video. But before we get started with that, I want to make sure I remind you guys on how to get entered in for a chance to win our guaranteed skin giveaways that we do every Sunday night during our 1-hour question and answer live stream. All you gotta do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and comment below with your in-game name and which skin you'd like to receive on either the NA or EU servers under 700 vouchers. And remember, the more videos that you do this with that are uploaded each week, the higher chance you have to win. Alright guys, let's go ahead and dip into this much anticipated Maloch hero quick look video. Maloch is a class warrior tank. His role is finisher. As you guys can see in the bottom left, he's pretty much even keel across the board except for above average attack damage. Maloch's passive is plunder. Maloch has a longer attack range than other melee units. When his weapon is enchanted, his normal attacks deal true damage instead of physical damage and restore a % of his lost HP. Maloch's first ability is cleave. Maloch swings his blade and deals physical damage. If he hits a hero, his weapon becomes enchanted. When his weapon is enchanted, cleave will deal true damage and will recover a percentage of his own lost HP for every hero he hits. Maloch's second ability is Soul Eater. Maloch snatches the souls of surrounding enemies, dealing a small amount of physical damage and reducing their movement speed. He gains a shield for snatching souls, absorbing up to 4 snatched souls. Maloch's ultimate is Shock. Maloch unleashes a massacre from above at the specified location. He knocks nearby enemies when he lands and deals physical damage. He also reduces the movement speed of any enemy that tries to enter or exit the zone. Alright guys, and now we're going to be moving on to Maloch's pros and cons, starting with his pros, which are his strengths, things you're going to want to focus on if you're playing as Maloch, and things you're going to want to avoid if you're playing against him. Maloch's first pro is that he deals a ton of true damage. Because of his passive Plunder, when his weapon is enchanted, his normal attacks deal true damage instead of physical damage, and his first ability, Cleave, which is how his weapon becomes enchanted, and then his next Cleave will deal true damage instead of physical damage also. Maloch can actually deal a pretty intense amount of true damage in a pretty good amount of time when his weapon is enchanted via Cleave. And that brings us into our second pro, which is that Maloch also has a ton of AoE damage. Cleave is a very large half circle shape damage that he can do in front of him. Soul Eater, he snatches souls from people all around him. And of course, his ultimate Shock, he jumps into the air and comes shooting down into a very large circular AoE area. Not only is Maloch's AoE damage intense for a warrior, or very, very good for a warrior tank type hero, but it's really good for anyone. I mean, it's some of the best AoE damage in the game. And let's not forget, of course, that when the weapon is enchanted and he's dealing true damage with his normal attacks, as a melee unit with extended range, he still does AoE damage on his melee attacks, where he hits everyone around instead of just one enemy like a ranged hero does. Alright, and Maloch's third pro is that he has a very high amount of natural sustainability, and this comes in two forms. The first form is from his second ability, Soul Eater. Maloch snatches up the souls of surrounding enemies, dealing physical damage and slowing them, but he additionally gains his shield for snatching souls. He can absorb up to 4 souls, which gives him an absolutely massive shield, starting at a baseline of level 1 at 680, going all the way up to 1780 at level 6, and it does scale with physical damage. The second way in which Maloch brings a ton of natural sustainability to himself via his kit is of course his passive Plunder, which gives him 2%, restores 2% of his lost HP when his weapon is enchanted, as well as Cleave, his first ability, which recovers 6% of his lost HP for every hero hit for a maximum of 24%. So in the right circumstances, it's not crazy to think that Maloch can restore a solid 30% of his lost health or more with his auto attacks and Cleave during a single phase of his weapon being enchanted. And Maloch's fourth pro is his incredible initiating ult. Maloch's ultimate Shock has him jumping into the air and unleashing a massacre from above at a specified location. And the area of effect that Maloch's ult hits is very, very large. He knocks nearby enemies when he lands and deals physical damage, and he also reduces movement speed of enemy hero that tries to enter or exit the zone. It really gets a fight started off in the right direction for any team that has Maloch on it. The slight knockup is enough to give Maloch the time he needs in order to land Cleave and get started with his mass true damage assault. Not to mention, it's also a phenomenal way to get your team ready to jump in and take advantage of a really advantageous situation, seeing as any enemy that leaves the area gets slowed fairly substantially for a short period of time. All right, now we're going to be moving on to Maloch's cons, which are his weaknesses, things you're going to want to avoid if you're playing as him, and things you're going to want to take advantage of and exploit if you're playing against him. Maloch's first con is that he has low mobility. Maloch's only real movement improving ability, whether it's a dash, a jump, or movement speed buff, is his ultimate, Shock. And unlike most warrior tank type heroes in the game who have one of their first two abilities give them some kind of movement boost like a dash or a jump or something of that sort that has a low cooldown, Shock actually has a very high cooldown starting at 60 seconds and then going down to 40 seconds at level 3, which definitely limits the amount of mobility that he can have. Maloch's second con is that he has fairly low crowd control for a tank warrior type hero. His second ability, Soul Eater, does do a 30% movement speed, but that is as much as it goes, which is really mostly insignificant. His ultimate also has a small knockup, but it isn't really any heavy amount of crowd control, and it has a very long cooldown, really reducing the amount of crowd control that Maloch brings to the table to a pretty insignificant amount. And both of the first and second con tie into the third con, so the low mobility and the low crowd control tying into Maloch's third and final con, and that's that he's very easily kiteable. With Maloch's lack of mobility, as in a jump or a dash of some sort like most warriors possess, and his lack of really heavy slows or heavy crowd controls, Maloch is a hero that once you know the cooldown on his ultimate is going, you can very easily kite him, and Maloch needs to be careful not to fall for this trap. Obviously, this isn't to say that Maloch is a bad hero. He's actually a very, very strong hero. Someone I definitely recommend for you guys to try if you enjoy playing top lane and you enjoy that tank warrior role that Maloch fills so very well. But it is to note that he does have weaknesses, he does have cons, as all heroes do, and this is one of the main ones that he possesses. Alright guys, thanks for watching the Maloch hero quick look video. Stay tuned tomorrow for the how to build video on Maloch so you guys can get a very good idea of how to build him, and we're going to give you guys a damage build as well as a heavy tank build. But thanks for watching guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, till next time.